Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Carols on Campus. The formal proceedings will get underway very shortly, but before that, I just have a couple of housekeeping points to tell you about. If you are in need of the bathrooms, you'll find them in the foyer of this building. Accessible facilities are available in the Lidgettwood building, which is across the plaza. Please see one of our staff here today if you need any assistance. If we do need to evacuate, please follow the directions of our staff. We're all wearing red t-shirts to the Goodman Lawns at the side of Bonython Hall. Can I ask you to all now please stand for the arrival of the academic procession.
Please be seated. Welcome everyone to our 8th Carols on Campus on this beautiful Adelaide night, and thank you for making it here from various events including the cricket. My name is Professor Jenny Shaw and I'm the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts here at the University of Adelaide, and it gives me great pleasure to act as your MC tonight. I would like to start by acknowledging the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the lands on which the University of Adelaide campuses here at North Terrace, at Waite and at Roseworthy are built. I would also like to give special mention to those watching online in Adelaide and right around the world. We hope you enjoy this evening's event as much as I'm sure we will here in beautiful Bonython Hall. I would like to thank the once and Royal David City soloist, Amelia Holtz, a student of the Elder Conservatorium of Music, who has started us off in fine style tonight. Thank you also to our resident Carols on Campus organist Carl Geiger, sitting upstairs, a University of Adelaide graduate and staff member. Thank you, Carl. And a big welcome to our conductor for this evening, Associate Professor Carl Crossan, OAM, who is head of Voce, Voice, Opera, Conducting and Ensembles at the wonderful Elder Conservatorium of Music. Thank you, Carl. Our Carols on Campus service is inspired by the Christmas traditions of other universities around the globe, including King's College at Cambridge, but with a unique Adelaide feel and a wonderful blend of secular and sacred that reflects the diversity of our university community. Our first reading tonight will be brought to us by the University of Adelaide's Chancellor, Rear Admiral the Honourable Kevin Scarce. Kevin joined the university in 2014, having previously served our state with great esteem as the 34th Governor of South Australia. Chancellor, I invite you to give the first Carols on Campus reading for 2017, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Thank you very much, Jenny. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang to my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to the objects below. What, when to my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount in the sky. So up to the housetop, to the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down came the chimney, St. Nicholas with a bound. He was all dressed in fur from head to foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. The stump of his pipe he held in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye, a twist of his head, soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside by his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team he gave a whistle, and away they all flew down like thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all good night."
Thank you, Chancellor. What a terrifically energetic way to kick off carols for this year. It's now time for our second carol, and I invite all of you to stand and sing loudly, "O Come All Ye Faithful."
Joyful and
Professor Mike Liebelt is the Interim Executive Dean of our Faculty of Sciences. Mike's research interests are in computer architecture, and he previously served as the Deputy Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences. Tonight, Mike will bring us our second reading, a much-loved favourite from 1897, Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus. Thanks, Mike.
In New York in 1897, 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon asked her father if there was a Santa Claus. He suggested that she write to the New York Sun because, in his words, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Sun editor Francis Church wrote the following editorial in reply to Virginia's letter. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there was no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make this existence tolerable. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and light and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus, you might as well not believe in fairies. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see the fairies dancing at the bottom of the lawn? Of course not, but there's no proof that they're not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that there are, unseen and unseeable, in the world. You may tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived, could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love and romance can push aside that curtain and let us picture the beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Virginia, in all this world there is nothing else more real and abiding. No Santa Claus, he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, Santa Claus will continue to make glad the heart of childhood.
Thank you, Mike. Now will you please all stand and join in our next carol, Silent Night.
Silent night.
It is now time to welcome the magnificent Elder Conservatorium Chorale to perform a beautiful 16th century French melody, which will be well known to many of you as Ding Dong Merrily on High. Wasn't that lovely? Thank you, Chorale. Our next reading will be brought to us by Professor Graham Kerner AR. Graham is one of Australia's leading composers, best known for his orchestral and ballet scores, and he is also our director of the University's Elder Conservatorium of Music. Tonight, Graham will read It's a Rap. Then, straight after Graham's reading, the Elder Conservatorium Chorale will entertain us with O Holy Night, arranged by our very own Carl Crossan. They will be joined by Emma Horwood on the harp, that you've just seen moved here, and 3 soloists from the chorale, Amelia Holtz, Amala Conyon, and Megan Fishers. But for now, let's hear from Graham.
In our house, jobs for the festive season are allocated according to intelligence, which leaves me at the bottom end of the roster doing simple tasks that involve physical strength. But these physical tasks are as nothing beside the task that awaits me in private on Christmas Eve. It is yet another physical task, but there is a mental element. Yet this I am allowed to do. Indeed, it is made clear by all that I have to do it. Wrapping presents. There is no way out of it, nor should there be. Presents have to be wrapped. I accept that. I once tried giving my elder daughter the collected poems of Philip Larkin without wrapping it, and it was made clear to me that it didn't matter how good the poetry was, the effect had been spoiled by the fact that there was no wrapping to be removed first in order to reveal what the present was. I already knew that, but I hoped to get away with it for once. You can't get away with it even once. In that respect, our house is like Japan, where the wrapping of the gift is at least as important as the gift itself. Many years ago, on my first trip to Japan, I rewarded my official guide with a bottle of high-grade scotch, but I handed it to him in a plastic bag. He received it politely, but later on I was told I might as well have hit him over the head with it. Wrapping the presents shows that you have not only employed your credit card for a few seconds, you have taken care. I can see the force of that argument. As W.B. Yeats once put it while wrapping a piano for his wife, "For how but in custom and in ceremony are innocence and beauty born?" Unfortunately, I wrap to a low standard. All presents given to me will be wrapped impeccably. All presents given by me will be immediately identifiable by the clumsiness of their wrapping. It shouldn't be like that, because one of my vacation jobs when I was in high school in Sydney more than 50 years ago was in the wrapping department of one of the big department stores. I learned the principles of how to lay out the paper and tie the initial slip knot, but the day came when I had to wrap a tricycle. And after a couple of hours, there was a crowd of other workers gathered around me, laughing and laying bets. My spirit was broken forever, and now I can't get much further than laying out the paper without everything going wrong. I cheat by using plenty of sticky tape, but I can't get a piece of sticky tape off the tape dispenser without the piece going to the wrong place, usually nowhere near the present. And there is always too little paper to be folded at one end of the present, and at the other end, too much. And then the length of the ribbon that is meant to tie the whole thing up is always exactly not long enough, so that the bow is very small, or else a tight little reef knot, which I can't cover with a fluffed rosette without masses of sticky tape radiating in all directions. But why go on? Which is my sentiment in a nutshell. But it has to be done. So I'll get it done, and I'll get it done badly. Finishing the job on Christmas morning, not long before dawn, with Santa's sleigh already getting set to touch down on the roof. There was a time when my younger daughter could be hired at piecework rates to wrap presents for me. But when she grew old enough to work a calculator, she declined to renew the contract. Now there is no way out. I was from a poor family myself. I knew that the presents I would get had cost my mother much in labour. I remember the year I unwrapped the box containing my Hornby O gauge train, imported from Britain. It was a delightful surprise, and it would have been less so if it hadn't been wrapped up. I'll try to remember that when I'm fighting the sticky tape dispenser, even though wrapping isn't among my gifts, if you get what I mean. Merry Christmas, and wrap up well.
Well, thank you, chorale and soloists and Emma and Carl for another beautiful performance, and thank you for that great reading before, Graham. Our next reading is brought to us by Professor Mark Hutchinson, who is the Director of the Australian Research Council's Centre of Excellence for Nanoscale Biophotonics. Mark is also father to 2 young children, and so we've asked him to read to us the delightful children's story, My First Santa is Coming to Adelaide, which is especially for all the children here tonight. So over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Jenny. It's Christmas Eve and Santa is loading up his sleigh. He's heading to Adelaide and he must be on his way. He tugs upon the reindeer's reins and shouts, "It's time to fly." The reindeer all start running and they race into the sky. He turns around to his helper elf and says, "Jump in the back. I've got a special present. It's somewhere in my sack." "Is this the one?" the elf calls out. "It's very small and round." "That one's for the dog," laughs Santa Claus. "It's a ball to throw around." "Could this be it?" he asks again. "A box that's big and blue?" "No, that one's got bananas in. It's a present for the zoo." "Ah, yes, I think I've found it now. It's orange and it's squishy. I think you'll find that one is for the cat. That's why it smells so fishy." And then the elf finds something else and holds it in the air. And Santa bellows, "Ho, ho, ho, that one's my spare underwear." The elf pulls out a big red box with an orange bow. "Well done," says Santa, "that's the one. Now hold on, down we go." The sleigh arrives in Adelaide where, as quiet as a mouse, the special gift's delivered. Can you guess where? Yes, it's to your house.
Thank you, Mark. Our next carol is The Little Drummer Boy. During this carol, we will be joined on the side drum, by Thomas Chalker. So please stand and join us in The Little Drummer Boy. Thank you, everyone. Wasn't that lovely? Thank you, Thomas. Our next reading is by Professor Wayne Hine, Head of the School of Animal and Veterinary Sciences and Dean of our Roseworthy campus. Wayne will bring us a reading tonight that reminds us of what makes Christmas so special here in Australia. It is called Christmas Where the Gum Trees Grow. Please welcome Wayne.
Thank you, Jenny. Christmas where the gum trees grow, there is no frost and there is no snow. Christmas in Australia's hot, cold and frosty is what it's not. When the bloom of the jacaranda tree is here, Christmas time is near. From England came our Christmas fair. They even said what Santa should wear. But here down under, for summer's cool, Santa should dip in a swimming pool. Santa rides in a sleigh on snow, but down here where the gum trees grow, Santa should wear some water skis and glide around Australia with ease. To ride around the bush where it's dry, to cart all the presents piled so high, a red-nosed reindeer would never do. Santa should jump on a kangaroo. Christmas where the gum trees grow, there is no frost and there is no snow. Christmas in Australia is hot, cold and frosty is what it's not. When the bloom of the jacaranda tree is here, Christmas time is near.
Thank you, Wayne. Now, I'd like to invite all of you to stand for our next carol, Christmas Day. Next on our program is a reading by Margie Steffens, Director of the University's Community Outreach Dental Program. The dental program's patients are among our most vulnerable in our society and include people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness, as well as those who have arrived in Adelaide as refugees. The clinic was established in 2011 and provides essential dental care for those who have difficulty accessing health and dental treatment. The program is run on volunteer support and has provided treatment to over 1,000 people since it began, including for a lady named Sue, who was dealing with homelessness, domestic violence and personal hardship when she first visited the clinic in 2014. Sue has said the following about her experience with the program. "They really did save my life. I was shattered and I didn't want to talk to people. I was promised new teeth and by George I got them." The care provided by the clinic helped Sue regain her self-confidence, take up part-time work and study to become a horticulturalist. Here in South Australia, there are over 7,500 homeless people for whom poor oral health is widespread and treatment waiting lists are often measured in years. Through our outreach program, led so ably by Margie, we're doing what we can to improve this situation. If you'd like more information on our community dental outreach program, please see any of our staff here tonight. And they're pretty obvious in the red Santa hats, as you would have noticed. So please welcome Margie to read the holiday prayer.
The sidewalks and the roadways have now become my home. Since misfortune somehow found me, I've been wandering alone. The coldness and the darkness of every passing night leads me to a shelter that for tonight feels all right. You'd not think it's perfect, it's loud and space is tight, but if they have a bed for me, it's perfect for this night. I'm tired, cold and hungry. My body's racked with pain, but I'm just a broken spirit, not a person gone insane. So look at me this Christmas and thank your lucky stars that you have what you do have and don't bear all these scars. And if the moment strikes you that to give is to receive, then you are that one person that helps me to believe. I believe that I will conquer all that fate has dealt to me, and I'll never give up trying. I believe in humanity. So while you sit with family, gathered round your Christmas tree, and open Santa's presents, I hope you'll think of me. If there's one gift you can give me, I'll tell you what I'd like. It's not a giant castle. It's not a brand new bike. For myself, I ask you nothing except this one small prayer. So won't you take a moment, bow your head and show you care.
Thank you, Margie. What a moving reading. In keeping with this theme, the chorale will now join us with their next piece, In the Bleak Midwinter, and they will again be joined by Emma on the harp. Thank you again to the wonderful Elder Conservatorium chorale under the baton of Maestro Crossan. Our next reading will be brought to us by our university librarian, Teresa Chitty. Teresa joined the university in 2016 and is playing a pivotal leadership role in ensuring that the University of Adelaide offers a leading-edge library service, embracing digital technologies to best support our outstanding world-class research and innovative teaching and learning, and to help our students succeed in their studies. Tonight, Teresa will bring us Lewis Carroll's A Christmas Greeting. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you, Jenny. Lady dear, if fairies may for a moment lay aside cunning tricks and elfish play, 'tis at happy Christmas tide. We have heard the children say, gentle children whom we love, long ago on Christmas Day came a message from above. Still, as Christmas tide comes round, they remember it again, echoes still the joyful sound, peace on earth, goodwill to men. Yet the hearts must childlike be, where such heavenly guests abide, unto children in their glee, all the year is Christmas tide. Thus forgetting tricks and play, for a moment, lady dear, we would wish you, if we may, Merry Christmas, glad New Year.
Thank you, Teresa. Now would you please all stand and we'll sing at the top of our voices, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. As Margie just said to me, where's the figgy pudding? We'll have to put that in next time. So thanks for that. Our next reader is Professor Wendy Umberger, Executive Director of the University's Centre for Global Food and Resources. Wendy's centre aims to advance research and knowledge in food, water and environmental policy and the role of agriculture in growth and development around the world, including in Southeast Asia, the European Union, North America, the Pacific Islands and Africa. Tonight, Wendy will bring us the words from Do They Know It's Christmas, the song Bob Geldof and Midjura wrote in response to the 1980s famine in Ethiopia. Please welcome Wendy.
Thanks, Jenny. Do they know it's Christmas time? It's Christmas time, and there's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we let in light and banish shade. And in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time. But say a prayer and pray for the other ones. At Christmas time, it's hard, but while you're out having fun, there's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear, where a kiss of love can kill you, and there's death in every tear. And the Christmas bells that ring there are the clanging chimes of doom. Well, tonight we're reaching out and we're touching you. Bring peace and joy this Christmas to West Africa. A song of hope they'll have is being alive. Why is comfort deadly fear? Why is to touch to be scared? How can they know it's Christmas time at all? Here's to you. Raise a glass to everyone. Here's to them, and in all their years to come. Can they know it's Christmas time at all? Feed the world. Let them know it's Christmas time again. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Wendy. Sadly, we're near the end of our 2017 Carols on Campus program, but what a great night. To take us out tonight, we will hear again from our wonderfully talented Elder Conservatorium chorale, who will perform Bethlehem for us, and we will be joined by percussionists Thomas Chalker and Chiara Ferguson. I would then invite you to all join the chorale in the singing of Hark the Herald Angels Sing and Remain Standing for the academic recession. Thank you all for coming tonight, and to those watching the live stream, thank you to our readers, thank you our musicians, thank you to our conductor, Associate Professor Carl Crossan, thank you colleagues and students, and a special thanks to everyone upstairs, behind the camera, behind the scenes. A lot of work goes into this evening. It's been a fabulous evening. I would like to leave you with the Christmas musings from the American President Calvin Coolidge, who said in his Christmas Day message in 1927, "Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, to be plenteous in mercy, is to have the real spirit of Christmas." On behalf of the University of Adelaide, wherever you are, we wish you a very happy and peaceful Christmas and a safe and wonderful New Year, and we hope to see you all again in 2018. So over to you, Carl.